stage one in Nice, it was supposed to be a flat and fairly straightforward day, but it was far from that. We saw treacherous conditions and the riders had to endure torrential rain throughout most of it. And we saw crash after crash. 3 of the riders sustained race-ending injuries. Several of the riders described it as like being on ice, and it called the whole marshalling process into question. And it actually took veteran rider Tony Martin to call the riders to agree to neutralise and slow down because there were just so many crashes and it was so dangerous. But there was one rider who crossed the finish line with a smile on his face. It was Alexander Kristoff from Norway, and he completed the race in 3 hours, 46 minutes and 13 seconds. That's 156 kilometres, so very impressive indeed. But he became the first yellow jersey wearer of the race, which is quite a moment for a cyclist because it means he won stage one of the race, and whoever wins that stage gets to wear that yellow jersey. So it's a real career highlight for whoever gets to wear that, even if they don't get to finish with that prized yellow jersey. But Sunday was a little better, less treacherous conditions. It was more of a mountainous stage, 2 passages over 1,500 metres, and it was French cyclist Julien Alaphilippe who won that stage. And he's actually one to watch because many believe that he could be victorious overall at this event. So we'll certainly keep an eye on him going forward.
So it's been a sort of complicated start to the race, but that is going to be complicated far further by the fact that the number of coronavirus cases are rising quite sharply in France. How are they mitigating for that, and what happens if one of the riders, comes ill with it?
Absolutely. Well, there are 176 riders, 22 teams to take care of. And whilst the Tour de France, the all-powerful Tour de France organisation, can close cities and can close airports, it can't completely control people, the movement of people, but it's trying its best. So it's introduced a number of protocols, including the 2 strikes and you're out rule, which basically means that if a rider or a member of the rider's team entourage contracts COVID-19 during a 7-day period, then that whole team will be removed from the race and sent home. So that has been restored, that rule. There's also other rules, mandatory face masks at the start and the end of the races. The riders are in bubbles in their hotels, staying on their own floor, in their own wing. Fans are not allowed selfies, they're not allowed autographs, unfortunately. So there's lots of measures being in place to try and get that race to the end in Paris on the 20th of September.